我哋而家應該係喺葵涌碼頭附近啦，一條叫葵涌碼頭南路，前面係好多車係咪啊？你睇下個氮氧化合物嘅總數咧，都已經過咗500㗎啦，枕住過咗500。另外呢度我哋都睇到咧，其實嗰個黑炭喺呢個變化都明顯嘅。頭先喺我哋入嚟之前咧，可能係講緊每立方米9個微克度啦，去到而家咧，可能去到每立方米有成15到20啊，甚至可能去到30啊微克。喺荔景山路呢一度咧，個二氧化硫咧，竟然可以去到高到去咧每立方米有40微克，呢個去到成40咁高嘅數咧，係一定係有一個所謂明顯嘅排放源頭咧，將二氧化硫排出嚟。
葵涌碼頭附近，由於有貨櫃船出入，船上嘅煙囪相對接近地面，所以係葵涌呢一度一個重要嘅污染源。
呢度好明顯一個紅咗嘅地方咧，就係葵涌、荃灣甚至深水埗呢一笪地方，比其他香港其他地方咧係高好多嘅。如果我哋跟咗世衛標準咧，我哋就會有唔少日子咧，就係二氧化硫係超標嘅。
二氧化硫嚟自燃燒含硫量高嘅燃油，呢種有害嘅污染物可以減低人體肺活量，引發呼吸毛病甚至死亡。
咁我哋就會估計到差唔多1/3嘅時間呢啲風向係啱，係可以令到呢個貨櫃碼頭佢排出嚟嘅污染物，例如呢個二氧化硫咁樣，係直接影響到頭先我哋講緊荔景山道啊咁樣。咁上面亦都有人住成條路亦都有啲學校啊咁樣，係會有個影響。
1995年開始，政府逐步收緊汽車用柴油嘅含硫量。不過，對於船隻燃油，就一直沿用30年前嘅條例，只係規管排放嘅黑煙，含硫量就不受限制。大型遠洋船，好似貨櫃船、郵輪同散貨船，用油量大，所用嘅重油、雜質多、含硫量高，但係通通都不受規管。
遠洋輪船佢可以用嘅油咧，佢可以用到係3.5至到4%嘅 sulfur 咁如果我哋睇翻 ultra low diesel， 即係我哋而家啲車可以用嘅咧，就係0.005%。咁你中間嗰個比較咧係爭好遠。咁即係話一個船佢噴出嚟嘅咧，可能係講緊係差唔多1000日車。除咗二氧化硫之外咧，呢船佢個油咁污糟咧，其實佢其他嘅重金屬都係濃度都係高嘅。咁我哋特別係有2種重金屬，我哋叫做 vanadium 同埋 nickel 啦。
4日前，呢一隻散貨船由印尼出發，運煤嚟到香港。船上嘅工程師話，由於香港水域冇管制燃油含硫量，所以佢哋用嘅都係重油。
我們排出的一般是2氧化碳，還有那個叫鹽化氮，就是 NOx 啊。現在極為少數，如果說燃燒不良，含硫量如果說是有一定的含硫量的時候，那麼會含有一定的那個硫化氫、硫化物，那個氧化硫或者三氧化硫或者2氧化硫，像這樣的一些物質在這裡面。
船主話：呢類含硫量高嘅燃油比含硫量低嘅油平2%到1成，所以遠洋船都會採用。
我哋燒嘅所謂柴油咧，就柴嚟講咧，你好聽啲你叫做重油，就係查實嚟講咧係垃圾嚟嘅嚇，即係 basic 係煉油煉到後尾嗰啲垃圾咧，每年咧差唔多都有成5億噸以上嘅垃圾嘅。咁其中一大部分咧，佢都係以所謂叫做燃油，就係我哋英文叫 heavy fuel oil 咧，就賣俾船上。以前你煉油科技唔好咧，你都剩落嚟有啲係比較質量好嘅 crude oil 咧，咁你總可以話我燒起嚟即係唔會咁污糟。咁你煉油科技越嚟越好咧，你變咗你燒嘅雜質越嚟越多咧，呢啲咁樣嘅污糟嘢即係排咗出去啦。
全球12%嘅貨櫃航運 會經過珠三角一帶，而呢度嘅人口有3、4千萬人。美國同德國嘅學者3年前曾經做過研究，顯示由船隻排放出嚟嘅有害污染物，每年導致全球6萬人死於心肺病。
When we're talking about port-related emissions, we are talking about the port as a whole. So that not only means the ocean-going vessels, but it also means the port equipment and the vehicles that they use at the port itself, within the confines of the terminal, as well as the trucks that come to and from the terminal to China back and bringing goods. And also the local vessels, so the barges, the tugboats, those types of vessels that help with the day-to-day running of the port.
點樣可以改善港口嘅空氣污染呢？ Veronica 話喺近10年嚟，國際間好關注呢個問題。國際海事組織4年前開始規定進入北海同波羅的海地區嘅輪船燃油含硫量減到1.5%。政策實施之後，硫化物嘅排放量減少咗40%。
It's much better to have a level playing field where everybody has to do the same thing. Everybody has to burn the same grade of fuel, and that's why we like regulation, because it works better that way.
There are definitely things Hong Kong government can do immediately, and that might mean, using a cleaner fuel just while we're at berth. So we're sort of exploring and seeing if this would be possible or not, because the additional cost of that cleaner fuel for that time is not so significant.
你咁樣會唔會有啲船話咁我唔理你香港，甚至乎而家喺度講緊話希望成個珠三角都變咗一個 ECA zone 咁樣咁有好多人我去長三角去射啦for example 去上海去寧波去射咁呢個亦都係一個 consideration。咁即係呢方面就係要即係幾方面要大家坐低。即係然後放長線睇即係你係感覺到個 trade 緊要呢個環保嘅方面緊要咯咁樣。咁即係呢個係好難去衡量呢樣嘢。
顧建剛喺航運業做咗20幾年，佢話輪船用嘅柴油機幾十年嚟都冇改進。所以今年年初，佢資助美國南加州大學進行研究，希望可以減低船隻污染物嘅排放。
When you optimize the efficiency of an engine, one of the things that you can accomplish is reduce the emission of pollutants, and so the two go hand in hand. In other words, increasing the efficiency also leads to reduction of emissions of things that are, for example, greenhouse gases, but also NOx and SOx and soot and solid particles that are also very environmentally toxic or undesirable.